Okay. Hi, everyone. Today we are here with Sepideh Mehraban to continue this cycle of quick interviews with the artists of Surroundings, the first exhibition of Satellite Florence. Hi, Sepideh. How are you?
Hi, Giulia. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And thank you for being here and to have this conversation with me. So, I will start talking about your life and your works. Sepideh was born in 1986 in Tehran and now currently lives and works in Cape Town, South Africa. In her works, she focuses on recent Iranian history and through text, figurative arts, abstractions, and using mixed media, Sepideh is capable of exploring personal memories, landscapes, and histories. I will start talking about the work that you exhibited in Surroundings, titled Arrival. Since you executed this work with a Persian carpet and with paint and glued layers of newspaper in Farsi language, as other works that you did, I wanted to ask you what is the value that you give to these materials and how did you work with them?
Well, thank you for your beautiful description.
Welcome.
So the way that I started working with Persian carpets and generally carpets was my own personal experience of coming from Iran and growing up in a household that there were always carpets. And for me, the carpets, they became like objects that themselves, they carry stories. And I'm trained as a painter, so I used to work on canvas, and then I thought, what would happen if I replace the canvas with the carpet, and my carpets become the surface that I could work on. Yeah, so that was the starting point. And as you mentioned in your description, I'm dealing with histories. I'm specifically interested in differences between personal histories and public histories and how um, or like who has the power to write histories. Usually the texts that we read in grand narratives of textbooks in schools or the text that media expose is not including everybody's voice. So in a way, I try to into my work include more voices. Obviously, that's also impossible. So it's all my personal experience of being in this world as an artist, and obviously growing up in Iran and the contradictions between my personal experience of growing up there and the public history.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. In fact, as an artist, you're very sensible and introspective on giving a different point of view, your own point of view on recent history of Iran, but also of South Africa, where you currently live. How did you manage to bring your own personal memories and experiences through pushing also boundaries with these different materials?
Sure. So as you said, as a personal experience, I just happened to move to South Africa 8 years ago, and I was busy at that moment. I did a 1 year honors course at UCT, University of Cape Town, and then I carried on doing my MFA, specifically focusing on history of Iran and comparing personal histories and public histories. And then later on, I became interested between parallels between my new home, South Africa, and Iran, because South Africa also went through lots of turmoil and it's a very complicated history. And at the moment, I'm busy with my PhD research, which I'm comparing post-revolutionary Iran and post-apartheid South Africa. I'm specifically interested in how art could be a new way of creating narratives and create knowledge, because cultural platforms and art I believe the aim for creating art is spaces to create conversation. So it's through my practice and, as you mentioned, the materiality and different ways of making that I hope that I could create this kind of environment for this kind of conversations.
Yeah, it's very interesting, the work that you made and how you work and how you manage to work with these different materials and how you transmit also your personal history. In fact, looking at your work, I really can feel the weight and the conflicts of your own personal history and experiences. In particular, in the zones that sometimes you obscured and sometimes you unveil. What do you want to transmit to people who observe your works? I would ask you as a final question.
Sure. So I think, well, I'm so glad that you found my work intriguing. That's the hope, that people find my work interesting enough to spend time and stand and look at it. Mm-hmm. And I think because I'm coming from other part of the world, I'm coming from East, my work is differently received in West, and that's the beauty of it. So I want to bring the story of my land and tell different narratives of craftsmanship, of culture, of like simple things in life. Basically, life carries on amid all these political turmoils that we constantly hearing in media. So in a way, I want to open up conversation for alternative narratives. That's my aim.
Okay, thank you so much, Sepideh, and good luck for your future works.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your engagement and interesting questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And thank you everyone to have listened to this interview. I will see you on the next one. Bye. See you.
Thanks.
Bye, Sepideh.